understand how corporations actually replace the workers they fire, you have to look at the H1B visa. Congress originally designed this program specifically to recruit irreplaceable, top-tier global talent, people with rare technical skills that simply could not be found within the United States. Today, that intent has been completely inverted. Instead of recruiting rare talent, corporations use the visa to import basic, entry-level IT labor from overseas, specifically to undercut the wages of local professionals. The mechanics rely on blatant fraud. Shell companies set up paperwork farms in residential houses to file thousands of false documents. These operations often involve kickbacks, where workers pay a percentage of their oversized American salary back to the brokers running the scam. This creates an artificial saturation point. By flooding the market with fraudulent applications, these shell companies route massive populations of foreign contractors into tech hubs like Irving and Frisco. These workers are often openly loyal to their home regions, viewing their roles purely as a way to extract wealth from the U.S. economy and take it back with them. These concentrations empower exclusionary hiring networks that function as rigid ethnic cartels. Once a person from one of these groups reaches a management position, they refuse to hire American applicants, even naturalized citizens, preferring instead to bring in their own buddies on fresh H1B visas. This highly orchestrated pipeline is designed to offshore American salaries within our own borders, while making domestic tech talent obsolete. The most aggressive users of this pipeline are giant institutions embedded in the American banking sector. These finance giants prioritize access to cheap, disposable labor over the stability of the domestic workforce. The practice has even bled into the public sector. Taxpayer-funded institutions, including large independent school districts, are deliberately passing over local professionals to sponsor hundreds of foreign contractors instead. The government turns a blind eye to the obvious fraud because the people in charge are directly benefiting from it. Local mayors and state politicians are financially incentivized by foreign investors and corporate lobbying groups to ignore the empty houses and fabricated paperwork. The American financial sector is entirely dependent on American deposits and American bailouts, yet their hiring practices demonstrate an active hostility toward American workers. This orchestrated system functions as a deliberate corporate strategy to maximize short-term profits by liquidating the American labor market. This chart shows the fatal flaw in how the government measures the economy. The official payroll line steadily ticks up, capturing traditional W-2 employees and temporary gig workers. But the second line shows what is completely invisible to the Bureau of Labor Statistics: the mass displacement and plummeting income of high-end American independent contractors. But the scale of the abuse has finally forced a response. State investigators are actively launching official probes, serving subpoenas, and tracking down the fraudulent shell companies operating within their borders. At the executive level, state leadership has completely frozen the use of H1B visas across publicly funded agencies and universities, drawing a hard line to protect local jobs. Bureaucratic incompetence no longer masks the reality of the situation. The mechanism of the fraud is now documented and on the record. You have to look at your own investments. Every time your 401k or pension fund blindly throws capital into the latest AI hype cycle, you are personally subsidizing the exact technology that corporations are using as an excuse to lay you off. Stop rewarding tech monopolies that force you into endless hardware subscriptions and harvest your personal data without your consent. Most importantly, you need to execute a targeted consumer boycott. Pull your accounts from the specific finance and banking institutions that actively refuse to hire American workers. These corporations feel invincible, but they rely entirely on your deposits. The second you shut off the valve of American money, the system collapses.